So I have negative 9 minus 1, typing that in, please and thank you. Negative 9 minus 1 gets you? Negative 10s, thank you. Then, what's next? What was it? 5 minus 5. You have to take the sign in front of the number. You have to take the sign in front of the number. So type in 5 minus 5, please. I'll tell you when. What'd y'all get? Which means they cancel each other out. So, is this answer in descending order? Yes. Remember, when you add a number by its opposite, that is called the inverse property of addition. You have to know your properties for your test. Any questions? Looking at number 2, I have negative 3x plus 3xy minus 3y plus 3xy minus 3x plus y. What do I need to do first?
30x minus 3, negative 3x minus negative 3.
So it's just negative 3x minus 3x. Type that in your calculator, please. Negative 3 minus 3. Stevan, make sure your head's up, baby. I understand you're feeling your vibes, but we need you to focus. Type in negative 3 minus 3, please. Let's go, Stevan. Also talking to you, honey. Jordan, you type it in?
No.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Negative 6.
Y'all get the same thing? So negative 6 what? What's next?
3xy.
Absolutely. So, typing in 3 plus 3, correct? What'd y'all get?
6.
So, what should be behind this?
Plus 6.
Perfect. And then?
3y, negative 3y plus 2y.
So, what am I typing in?
Negative 3 plus 3.
Perfect. Negative 3 plus 3. All right. What'd you end up getting?
0.
So that crosses out again. Do you see that? This is in descending order. That's the answer. Any questions there? Everybody good? So this helps us go into our first set of examples, which is find the perimeter of each shape. So if I'm looking at A, what kind of shape is this? How many sides does it have? 3. So I know perimeter means to do what? Add what? All sides. So that means 3 sides need to be added. We're going to do that by combining like terms. So start with your first term that you need to bring down or add together to something. So what's the first term that we need to focus on?
5x, 9x.
If you were to write this in... let me finish the thought before you answer. Does that make sense? When you're writing in descending order, what would need to come first?
5x2. 5x squared.
5x squared. Is that what you meant, Jordan? Okay. Why would this need to come first? The exponent is higher. Is there anything to combine it with in these other two? So that's why we bring it down first. That will be typed in first when you're putting your answers in. Does that make sense? Then what do I need to look at? 5x and 9x. So what am I typing into the calculator? So 5 plus 9, right? So typing in 5 plus 9, please. I'll tell you when. Typing in 5 plus 9. I'll tell you when. What'd y'all get? 5 plus 9.
14.
Who said the negative 6? I'm not trying to call you out. What'd you type in, honey?
I read the previous answer.
Oh, okay. I was like, ooh, don't do that. So, everybody get 14? So, what should go behind this?
8.
14,
Operation?
8, adding,
Uh-huh. Then?
2 minus 4.
Uh-uh.
Oh, 14.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. You have to tell me how to write it in so I know that you know how to write it. Does that make sense? Because a lot of us on yesterday's, we were dropping plus signs and minus signs. We don't need to do that, okay? Then what do I need to do? Jordan, lean up, baby. What was it? I'm sorry?
2 minus 4.
So what am I typing into the calculator?
2 minus 4.
Type in 2 minus 4, please. Type in 2 minus 4. Signs do matter in this case. They matter in all cases, but especially in this case. What'd y'all get?
-2.
So what goes behind this?
Minus 2.
There we go. This is in standard form. That's how you do it. Any questions there? What shape is B?
Square.
That's called a what? A rectangle. Square, what's special about a square that makes it different than a rectangle? Not necessarily smaller.
It's stretched.
No.
4 sides.
For what sides? Equal sides. Is a rectangle a shape with 4 equal sides? No. It has 4 sides, but they're not all the same length, as we can see, correct? So, what's special about a rectangle, though?
These 2 sides are the same.
What do we call these 2 sides? They are what to each other? Parallel. They have 2 sets of parallel equal sides. Does that make sense? So, what's this length?
38 minus 1.
Absolutely. When you see those tick marks, that's telling you what is equal to what?
The other side.
Absolutely. What's this side length up here?
7 minus 1.
If you're not writing this down, you already know. Because aren't you about to have to do something like this? Be for real. Be so for real. So, combining like terms, what do I need to focus on first?
The X,
The x's. So, what x's am I dealing with?
3 is 7
So, what am I putting in the calculator?
7
7 plus
7
plus plus. So we're saying 7 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3. The order does not matter. You just have to see the same number twice. So type in 7 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3. Colin, wake up, baby. See you in a second. Thank you, sir. Oh, give him a second. Colin, did you type it in, honey? 7 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3. Stevan, you type it in? Yes? Use your words, honey. I can't see past Denver to see you because you're leaning all the way in that chair like it's a lounge. Lean up. Ain't no way that's comfortable. Can't see you too. Lean up. Y'all gonna have bad backs before y'all even turn 30. What'd y'all get?
20.
20 what? Thank you. What do I do from here?
10, negative 10, minus 10, minus 1, minus 1.
Thank you. That's perfect. Type it in just like that. Negative 10, minus 10, minus 1, minus 1. Typing that in. Negative 10, minus 10, minus 1, minus 1. So you should only hit the white button one time in that actual sequence. So negative 10, minus 10, minus 1, minus 1. What'd y'all get?
Negative 22.
Everybody get negative 22? Is this written in standard form? Yeah, isn't the constant last?
Yeah.
Then you did it right. Any questions there? Looking at this,
What is on top of it?
is it?
Yes.
Because what shape is this forming if I cut this off?
Rectangle.
So what's the shape length up here?
8x
Plus 2.
What's this length?
7.
Thank you, because this is a kite on this side. It creates a kite end. Or an isosceles triangle. So, how many sides does this have?
3, 5,
5. Those don't have a real special name except a pentagon. So, but this isn't a regular pentagon, it's just a 5-sided shape. That's it. So, with combining like terms, what do I need to start with? The x's, right? So, tell me the x's. So, I'm typing in 10 plus 8 plus 8. 10 plus 8 plus 8. What'd y'all get? Y'all get 26x? Great. What's next?
2 plus 2 plus 7 plus 7.
Absolutely. 2 plus 2 plus 7 plus 7. So type in 2 plus 2 plus 7 plus 7. I'll tell you when. And what'd y'all get? 18. Well, it's 2 plus 2, which is 4, plus 7.
Oh, damn, I forgot.
So it's 14 plus 4, which ends up being 18. So, any questions here? Now, I'm going to show you something different. Write these things I'm going to show you up top next to these. So next to B, I'm showing you an alternative way to write this. Perimeter for a rectangle can be written in the form 2 times L plus 2 times W. L meaning what? Length. And W meaning what? So, looking at this, I could also say 2 times 7x plus, well, minus 10 plus 2 times 3x minus 1. Because it has 2 sets of parallel equal sides. So 2 times 2 makes 4 sides. Does that make sense? So, from there, Ian, you good? Is what I'm saying making sense? Or do I need to explain it differently? Haven't we been doing distribution this whole time? So, what's 2 times 7?
14.
So, I have 14. X. What's 2 times 10? Negative 20. What's 2 times 3?
6.
So I have 6x. And then what's 2 times negative 1? Can't I combine like terms here? What's 14 plus 6? Isn't that what we got right there? What's negative 20 minus 2? Type it in. Negative 20 minus 2. Isn't that what we got down there? This is another way to do the same problem. But this is the way you will see it done in Algebra 1. So write that down. That way you have it. The same thing can happen over here, except a shape like this doesn't have a special way of writing it. So it would just be the perimeter is equal to 10x plus 2 times 8x plus 2 plus 2 times 7. The reason why is because we have 2 sides that are equal here and 2 sides that are equal there. Make sure you're writing this down. Jordan, writing this down. Do we have an issue where you can't write?
I'm writing.
After I had to tell you twice. Do we have an issue? It's yes ma'am or no ma'am? No what?
I said no.
So I don't have to ask you again, correct? Yes ma'am or no ma'am? Respect is the word of the year, is it not?
I was trying to.
No, you weren't. You were looking around with your head down. You're sitting right next to me. So, do I have to stop what I'm doing to tell you to do the work? Yes ma'am or no ma'am? That's recorded, that's documented. So if it happens again, we'll handle it. Anybody else? Great. 10x comes down, and we distribute this too. What's 2 times 8x? 16x. What's 2 times 2?
4.
What is 2 times 7?
48.
Combining like terms, what's 10x plus 16x?
10x plus 6.
Isn't that what we got down here? What's 4 plus 14?
18.
So, it's the exact same. But this is the way you will see it worked in Algebra 1. Either way is a correct way. Just make sure that you know which way works best for you. But when this method pops up later, you have to know where it's coming from. Any questions? So, this goes with this one. This one goes with that one. Make sure you know. But all of it is algebra. Any questions on example number 1? You can't do triangles this way unless it's an equilateral triangle. Then you can multiply all of what you have by 3. Any questions? Example number 2, find the area. What operation is happening when you say the word area? Multiplication. So if you don't know that, we need to write that in. You don't have to wonder what the area formulas are. I gave them to you already. So we have A equals length times width. So how would that be rewritten?
7.
What would need to be on the outside that makes the most sense?
5.
5. Then,
7x minus 8.
perhaps in parentheses, right? Because doesn't that mean distribute or multiply? So, what am I distributing?
5.
So, what's being multiplied first?
5 times 7 is 35. X.
Then,
5 times negative 8. Negative 4.
one more time?
Negative 4.
Negative, are you saying 40? Perfect. I kept hearing 4. Can these be combined any further?
So, nope.
That's the answer. Any questions there? B, the area of a triangle is written as A equals 1/2 the base times the height. A equals 1/2 the base times the height. So how would I rewrite this?
6.
A equals
1/2.
1/2.
No. Plus 6.
Mm-mm.
First.
Parentheses.
6.
No.
9x.
Which one's the base?
9x.
To be the base of something, it's the what of the shape?
Bottom.
Bottom of the shape. What's the bottom of the shape?
9x plus 1.
There you go. And then 6, because that's the height. But here's how I'm going to do this. Do you think 1/2 is going to go evenly into 9 and 1? No. So I'm going to flip this around because is 6 an even number? This makes the most sense because what am I doing to this number when I multiply it by 1/2? I'm dividing it by 2 because that's the denominator. So what's 6 divided by 2? 3. So I end up having 3 times 9x plus 1. And from there, what do I need to do?
3 times 9.
3 times 9, so it's distribution. What's 3 times 9? 27. What goes behind it? X. And then what am I multiplying next?
3 times 1.
Which is? Any questions there? And finally, do you know what kind of shape C is? A trapezoid. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral that typically has 2 bases and then 2 slanted sides. So the area of a trapezoid is written as A equals 1/2 B1 plus B2 H, where B1 is base 1, B2 is base 2, and H is height. So rewriting this, I have A equals 1/2. Parentheses, what's my first base?
6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm. What's my next one?
6x minus 1.
Uh-huh. And then which one is my height?
4.
4. Height is done vertically with the right arrow. Well, not right arrow, a right angle. This is a slanted height. I don't even need this number. They put it there to throw you off. You would need that if it was perimeter. You don't need that when it's actual area. Any questions there? From there, we can simplify what's inside of this, correct? So we're leaving 1/2 alone. How do I simplify the inside of this?
Not solving it.
Not solving it, but the other word.
Like,
Combining like terms so we simplify it. So how am I simplifying this on the inside?
6x plus 6.
6x plus 6. X gets you. And then
1 minus
1 minus 1, which makes 0. So what's left in here is just what? And then times 4. Now, is 12 even? Yes. So multiplying by 1/2 is the same as doing what to 12?
2.
Dividing by 2. So what's 12 divided by 2?
6.
So what am I left with? 6?
Constant.
6.
X.
X. And then times 4. Which is 24 what? Any questions there? Any at all? Look through example 1 and 2 and see if you have any questions on what to do here. And now I said look at examples 1 and 2. These actually are the examples. And see if you have any questions, because you already know what's coming. We already know that. Okay. What you're going to do is 2, 3, 13, and 14. 2, 3, 13, and 14. Make sure you read the directions to know what you're being asked to do. And go on and get it started. You have 15 minutes. Make sure you're leading up and working. No time to waste. That's the problem. So, looking at this one, what do I need to do to number 2?
No, because 7 on the other side is opposite.
On the opposite side, and
Not x minus 11 on the opposite.
for the most part, most people knew to do this. But the issue is do you know how to combine like terms? That's to be seen. Because some people miss this one. What's happening first? 9x and what?
9x plus 9x plus 7.
So in your calculator, I see everybody typing in 9 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7. Typing it in, let's go. 9 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7. That's less than 9 strokes on your keyboard for your calculator. What'd y'all get?
32.
What was it?
32.
But am I done? What's next?
Negative 11 minus 11.
Thank you. Y'all saw negatives and automatically said, that crosses out. That's not true. Are these opposites of each other? So what makes you think they cancel out? You were assuming. Type in a negative 11 minus 11. What'd y'all get? They don't look like it canceled out to me. What about to you? Is this in descending order? That's the answer. Was that a complicated question? Why did we make it complicated? Yeah, if you can't answer, that means you weren't reading. And in high school, if you don't read, you fail. F-A-I-L. And we don't care if we love you. We all love you. But you fail if you don't read. You fail if you don't study. You fail if you don't try. It's embarrassing. And if you heard that more previously to coming up here, you wouldn't laugh at making an F on a daily grade. Because when you fail that test, the only one that's going to be laughing is the people putting the grade in the grade book. Because when you say, Miss Lipsey, I have to go take the next math class, you do, if you don't get the credit for this one. And if you can't do a remediated course, you are going to struggle in a regular course. Does that make sense? I need to hear yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop playing. 3. Am I finding perimeter or area? Because isn't it in the same section? What shape is this? What example does this go with? Example 1, letter A. So what's the first thing I need to do? What was it? Are you sure?
No, it's 4x to the third power.
And
3x to the third power.
why does that go first? It has the same exponent and it's the highest exponent. So what's being typed to the calculator?
4 plus 7.
4 plus 3, which is?
7.
What goes behind that?
X to the third power.
What comes down behind that?
7x.
What goes between them? Plus, then?
Minus 5.
Because does this have anything it could be combined with? Does this have anything it could be combined with? So can I combine this any further? Is it in descending order? That's the answer. Sir?
I thought you multiply.
No. It's what? What does perimeter mean? If you don't have this note, you need to write it. I don't write these for me. I took this class, passed this class when it was a harder class. We slow it down for you guys so you don't have to ask questions like this that are already written. Okay? Any questions here? 13. What are we looking for here? Didn't we give you the area formula for this? It's what? A equals 1/2. What comes after that? What letter? I'm seeing if you can read. B. What goes after B? H. What example goes with this one? Example 2, letter B. Because ain't this also a triangle? How do I rewrite this?
A equals 1
What do I need to do? Divide 8 by 2 or multiply it by 1/2. It means the same thing. What does that get you?
4.
And you bring down whatever is left. Then what do I do? 4 times 7. Which is what?
32.
Nope.
No, 28.
28 what?
28.
Then
4 times.
4 times, which is?
Negative 16.
Negative 16. Can this be combined any further? If you don't know, do you have a calculator? Did I tell you to have it off the top of your head, or can you type it in? Yes. You have a calculator. Type it in. What's 4 times negative 4? You don't need to guess.
Negative 60.
You have a calculator. Use it. Any questions? Is this fully simplified? And it's in standard form? That's the answer. Now, are you seeing what I'm doing when I'm telling you to look at the examples? Why can't you do that? Lazy. That's the word. And if you've never been called that, congratulations. Today's the first time you got told. Stop being lazy in your education. What example goes with 14?
Example 2C.
Mm-hmm. So what do I need to mark out that I do not need? That 3x. I don't need that at all. Because what I recall is I need the vertical height, not the slant height. A equals 1/2. What goes after that?
7.
7. That works fine. Then?
9x. 14. Plus 7x plus 8.
Can I simplify inside of here? So I'm going to bring everything else down, correct? What's 9x plus 7x?
9x plus 6.
What's 14 plus 8? You got a calculator.
22. 22.
Multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. So what's 16 divided by 2?
8.
So I have 8x. What's 22 divided by 2?
12. 11.
Plus 11. That being multiplied by 7.
We can keep scores. Everyone please rise for the pledge.
Distribute. What's 7 times
And
8?
Miss Germany Harris to lead us in the pledge.
7 times 8 is?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
7 times 8?
States and to the republic
7 times 8
for which
is
it
6.
stands,
X. What's 7 times 11?
under God,
77.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Germany. Students, I do have a few announcements.
Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Do not come in here tomorrow playing like how you were today, not looking over your stuff.
Friday, August 30th.
Pack
You can
up.
pick up and turn in applications in room 12, that is Mrs. Terry.